Okay, we are live. Um, the the next the next year of live streams to announce Intact Global's second annual conference. I'm realizing that now it's on the back. So if you read the background, the announcement is we are having our second conference for Intact Global. And this one will be held in downtown Los Angeles. I see we have some people coming into the stream now, which is great. Welcome back. It has been quite a while since I live streamed, and so uh, you'll have to bear with me as I learn the ins and outs again of how this works because it's been a whole year. But yes, so the big announcement is that we will be hosting Intact Global. We'll be hosting its second conference after the first one sold out in Portland, Oregon. This one will be in downtown Los Angeles, right? And not just in anywhere, but in Intact Global's new headquarters, right? It is truly stunning, actually. It's quite something else. And it is massive too, which is appropriate considering how massively important our mission is to end the genital cutting of all children. So, here we go. Here we go. Hello. Oh, Ocean Birth. Great to see you. We figured it out. Okay. Ocean Birth, our highly trusted moderator is back. Lord Crunk, you got it, man. I do this for you. As Cheesy says, downtown LA. Yes. And so my team and I and my business partner and the board and everyone, we are working very diligently to get our new 11,000 square foot headquarters up and ready for Intact Global's second annual conference. And yeah, the 75 or so people we had last year was excellent. And, we were going strong and we all believed in the mission. But after a year and after great success in our initial Vanguard litigation in Oregon, Hadachek v. Oregon, we are now ready to scale up that litigation across the nation. Now, of course, we can only scale as fast as our resources allow us. So, part of this conference is going to be a legacy fundraiser gala, which is going to be, a fun party on Friday evening. And then we're going to go into the 2-day conference as well, maybe end with a little DJ party. We'll see. We call it a tea party. It will be hosted by High Tea Productions, the event company. So it is very exciting stuff. I'm glad that we have some people back. I'm looking forward to building up our regulars. I will try to be live streaming about once a day to continue to promote ticket sales because, yes, it was a great conference. And if you talk around the Intactivist sphere, you will hear very good feedback, and that was great. But that was just round one, right? We are scaling this to be bigger and grander, more influential, and really the whole thing is to scale the mission because the legal strategy is working. I always believed it would work, but it has to be competently executed by lawyers or ideally a team of lawyers, and that's what we have been able to do. But it takes an enormous effort and it takes substantial resources to litigate effectively against states, right? At Oregon's motion to dismiss hearing, they brought 4 lawyers, right? The woman who did most of the work, who worked in the Oregon Supreme Court for 2 or 3 years, then her boss, then her boss's boss, then her boss's boss's boss, who was the same woman who was in charge of fighting Trump and getting him out of Portland. And we brought a full courtroom of interested members of the public who want to see genital cutting of all children stop, not just females, which is great. So, okay, great. Well, Jake and Anton, Jake, happy to see you back here. Good luck. Yeah, that was a good first round. Yes, it was a great first conference, but this is the second one. And as people who are just joining the stream now, this one's actually going to be in Intact Global's new headquarters in downtown Los Angeles, which is a real grand space, which is appropriate considering our grand mission to protect every child equally from genital cutting. I have some feedback coming in from the board. And what are we saying? You're only live on YouTube. Oh no. Okay, well, how do we go live? Create live video. Add title. Intact Global announcement. Excuse me as we figure this out. Next. Oh, here we go. I figured it out. It's not necessarily that straightforward. Edit, Attorney Klopper. Okay, and then we're going to add Attorney Kloppers. Excuse me. Edit. Here we go. Instagram stream key. Save changes. Connect streaming software. Okay, well, maybe we're not going to be on Instagram today, which is unfortunate. Oh, look at that. Okay, we are live on Instagram as well. Thank you for the update, Deborah. We will start this over. And, we're just having, a couple dozen people now with us, which is good. So the big announcement for Intact Global, and you can't see on Instagram because the frame is too small, but the big announcement is that Intact Global will be hosting its second annual conference in 3 months in downtown Los Angeles, April 10 to 12, right? Now, our first conference for Intact Global, our inaugural conference, was a great success. Hello, Justin. I see you on Instagram. Hello, Jack. Hello, Geminar and Toronto Trophy Boy, right? My favorite. So yes, our first inaugural conference was a great success, sold out with 72 tickets. And after that March conference of 2025, we proceeded to sue the state of Oregon on constitutional grounds. And we defeated Oregon State's motion to dismiss. The state court held that our plaintiffs have standing to pursue their constitutional challenge that argues that laws that only protect female minors from genital cutting are constitutionally under-inclusive, right? Because they need to protect every child equally from the harms of genital cutting. It's a very simple, very concise, compelling, and timely constitutional argument that we believe will prevail, and so far is prevailing in Oregon, right? So we are well beyond proof of concept. We are winning in Oregon, and we want to continue winning. But like any other human rights movement, we do it state by state, and we're doing well in state 1, but we need to move to state 2. And to do that, we need the support of the online community. That means you, because if there is ever a movement that could benefit from the concerted effort and energy of the online sphere, it is intactivism, right? We need to protect these children because they don't have political, financial, legal resources like we do, right? We need to come in and we need to sue more states. We need to make sure that every state changes their law so every child is equally protected under the law, right? That is already, most state constitutions guarantee equal protection on the basis of sex. Now, what we do at Intact Global is we mobilize the legal talent, the communities to come, to show up, to do high caliber lawyering, to change the laws in these states. And we are winning in Oregon right now, but we want to expand that litigation to Colorado, to Washington State, to Maryland, to Delaware, to Texas, to Florida, you name it, right? There are 41 states that we've identified that we could bring a similar challenge. And I'd love to sue every single one of them, but the real bottle gap now is funding, right? Because if we've already demonstrated incredible competence with what we've been able to raise, but if we want to change history and we want to change the world and we want to make sure every child is protected, we need to mobilize. And that is why it is so important that if this cause of protecting children from this extreme harm at the most vulnerable stage of their life is important to you, you need to get a ticket to Intact Global's second conference, right? Being held in Intact Global's new global headquarters in downtown Los Angeles. It is a stunning venue that is appropriate for the magnitude of our goals here at Intact Global, right? 11,000 square foot. It's beautiful, stunning architecture. It was built as Los Angeles's original downtown dance hall, right? Which is why it has perfect acoustics and why American Idol used to film there, and HBO, Pixar, their corporate headquarters used to be based out of there, right? I mean, it really is a beautiful space, and we are busting our tail, myself, the other board members, my business partner, to get that space ready for April 10 to April 12. For those of you on YouTube, you can see where I'm pointing. So we're just beginning to accept abstracts for speakers. We have all of the regular suspects speaking, but we want to make this compelling, engaging. There's going to be a lot of breakout rooms, right? Because we've got a huge venue with 50-foot ceilings, big dance hall. We've got a mezzanine. We've probably got 10 other offices, and my law firm office, and Intact Global's office. There's a lot going on, and I look forward to showing you that space. And we'll probably live stream from there, in a week or so, because we're doing some major renovations right now. And as Oceanbirth says, right, it is a gorgeous space. I mean, it truly is, and it is appropriate for the magnitude of our goals, right? So, now I'm getting some feedback so that we want to get this live on Intact Global stream as well. So why don't we do that? There's a lot of, how should I say, moving pieces for these streams. So I appreciate all of you bearing with me as we go live on all of our channels. And let's see, Instagram. This is, and then we want to do a new, and we want to do a live, and we could do Intact Global. And so if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And also, I'm going to be trying doing these live streams about 30 minutes every day. And as the schedule gets built out, as we have more updates, we will continue to, I'll continue to kind of explain what the breakdown will be. Now, I'm live on Intact Global's channel as well. And hello, Deborah. Now, this is, we're just going to do that for now. Sorry, Intact Global, but you don't get the cool background. But yeah, so let's see. Oh, we got some comments in the chat. The only PD. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for your great activism. Your work and progress is inspiring and impressive. I am a sucker for these type of comments, but I appreciate that. Thank you, the only PD. We are making real substantial progress on the legal front, so that is fantastic. And we'd like to scale that up tremendously. Now, we're going to have to raise some money to do that, but we're still making progress with what we're given, right? So off of his head, not sure what that is. Restored members, great to see you. Do you have arrangements for hotels for better rates? Now that is a great question, DTS6B, call you DT. We will have hotel blocks. There's a hotel right across the street. There's also a couple other hotels. We know a board member in one of the major hotels that we'll see if we'll get a good rate from. So the event is April 10 to 12, but we have a founders dinner right off Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. But I would recommend getting a hotel room near the venue in downtown Los Angeles. We will update the website when we have that, which we should maybe by the end of the month or in 2 weeks or so, right? We just want to get you the best rates, right? Because right now the ticket price, early bird, first 100 tickets are $199, which anyone who went to the last conference, or if you know anyone who went to the last conference, and if you're an Intactivist, you know at least one person, that was a great price. I mean, you get a lot for $199, and we're here because we want you here, and because we need you here, because we are here to network and organize. Because this second conference is not just one person talking at you. We're going to have breakout rooms. We're going to have social sessions. You're going to see where Intact Global is now operating out of. So So we'll round back to that question in a couple of weeks. As Jake says, it was great listening to all the speakers. Keep that up. The more, the better. Anthony was great. Anthony, Tony LaSquadro. So we are going to be inviting Tony, obviously, of course. And if you see this, Tony, we'd love for you to make it. I have like 300 emails I need to write for this and other things. So excuse me if I haven't invited you yet. But Brian, oh, great. Great to hear. Brian is OG Oregon Intactivist. I hope you and Henry, who is also a plaintiff in Oregon and also a hero, I hope both of you can make it. You guys are going to love Intact Global's new headquarters. It's really something else. And we're going to get this Intact Global stream synced to StreamYard soon enough. And let's see. Sorry if dumb question, but how do you know you're winning in Oregon? Not a dumb question at all. And, you know, winning, I say we are continuing, right? Because you can, when you file a lawsuit against someone, you can lose right away on a motion to dismiss, which we did not do, right? We defeated the state's motion to dismiss, and now we're moving for a judgment on the merits. So at the end of this lawsuit, and there's usually 3 different tiers of litigation. You have the trial court, then you have the appellate court, and then you have the Supreme Court. And that is in both state and federal jurisdictions, right? Or state and federal court. So right now we're at the state court and we're moving to the end of the road on the state court. So the judge will issue a declaration with which either says a law that just protects females from genital cutting is constitutional, or a law that protects only females and not male and intersex children from genital cutting is unconstitutional. Now, if it is the latter, which is what we are arguing, then the state legislature needs to amend that law to make it constitutional. Now, the easiest, most straightforward and ethical way to do that is just to protect every child equally. That is the rallying cry of Intactivists. That is our message. It is our mission, and we are moving towards it. So great question, Jose. I'm not going to say there aren't no dumb questions, because there definitely are, but that is not one of them. So great question. Let's see. Keep up the great work. Stephen, I hope to see you at the next conference. You know, the first conference was a cool venue, the Sentinel, formerly known as the Governor Historic Hotel in Portland, which was great. Our second conference at Intact Global's new headquarters is actually epic, right? It truly. I mean, it's 11,000 square feet, 15,000 square feet of volume, penthouse floors, downtown Los Angeles. In the nice part of LA, you know, we're not talking homeless encampments. We're talking like really well-kept, beautiful, right off Broadway. It's actually next to the Orpheum Theater, and we share parking lots with them. I mean, this is a real operation that we got going on. So, and it's important for you to see it, right? Especially if you're supportive of this movement. So other questions, how big do you guys want to make Intactivism? Eric and the Intact Global team, yes. Yes, that's it. How big we want to make it is that it's actually, it's cool assumed and normal that you're an Intactivist and that every child is equally protected under the law. So how big we're going to make it is when every child is equally protected, then we don't need to be activists for this anymore. The end game is not everyone's an Intactivist. The end game is that we stop mutilating the sex organs of our children, right? I mean, you would think we would have accomplished that a long, long time ago, but social movements accelerate in the age of communication, and everything is accelerating, including our understanding. And practically the entire world has moved away from infant genital cutting. The US is kind of a strange outlier in that. And so we're going to change that. And we are already successfully working on changing that in Oregon. And our plans, which we have been successfully executing so far, is to continue that litigation, to continue to challenge state laws in other states until every state in the US equally protects children. Jose, you got it. Thanks for the detailed answer. You know, if anything, I love to get into the weeds, right? You know, I am a lawyer full-time by day, and you know, the track record is pretty good. So it's your boy, Joe. Well, Joe, I am excited that you are excited, and I hope that you get a ticket. So, for anyone watching this, you're probably watching it on your phone, so you can't scan the QR code that's right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to buy tickets real quick. Now we are, how should I say, still building out the agenda. We're still doing major renovations to the space. We're going to make it really, really stunning and beautiful. And we already have a bunch of other people renting it out, but April 10 to 12, those are our days in Intact Global. So let me share my screen. And let's see, we're going to share a window and we're going to share, give me 1 second. So we're going to share. So if you were to buy tickets, what you do is you go to the Intact Global website, or you could scan this QR code right here. And you could just click get tickets, right? Oh, sorry. Here we go. So you go to intactglobal.org, right? Easy enough. Easy to remember. You can click on this top banner, or 2026 Intact Global Conference. Just click get tickets. Now we're selling the first tickets for $199, which includes the gala ticket on Friday. And if you want to do a +1, just send us an email. We have the Legacy Gala, which is Friday night, and then we have the general admission, which is Saturday and Sunday. And then we have a founders dinner on Thursday night, which is $350 off Rodeo Drive in Il Pastel, which is really a stunning restaurant experience, 5-course meal, you name it. So anyway, let's say you want to just get regular conference tickets. You just go to buy tickets down here, and you go through the prompts in Ticket Tailor, right? And this is a picture from last year's conference. We have our lead Hadachek plaintiffs here, and then we have all the lawyers who are at the conference, I think 10 or so of us. And we'll have more lawyers this year, and we'll have more doctors this year because we are growing rapidly. And so then you just go buy tickets. So here is where the conference is in downtown Los Angeles. You could see we're next to the Orpheum Theater, which is right here. And then we're surrounded by parking lots, which is nice actually, because then you can see. And if we scroll out a little, we are right next to the fashion and the jewelry district because we're in the nicest part of LA. And so that's where we are in Los Angeles, right? And to buy a ticket, you just click the big buy ticket button. Oh, I did this earlier, that's why. And you just, buy as many tickets as you want, 1, 2, get a founder's dinner if you'd like, and then just go through the prompts, right? Because if this is a cause that's important to you, all of the leaders of the movement are going to be there. We're going to have great speeches, great headliners, great breakout sessions. We're going to have a party, a gala on Friday night. And it's going to be, it is going to be another chapter in our journey as we continue to work to make genital cutting a thing of the past for all genders, right? So a few more comments. I'll probably be doing live streams for about 30 minutes a day, for most days of the week. I'm not going to make any promises, but I did maintain that last year. And that's when I was in the middle of a trial, preparing a trial to sue the city of LA for $25 million. And that took a couple of years off my life, but we do what we got to do. So Gregory says, if you make intactivism proper, too big, you will end up with too many conflict-avoidant people and regret parents, and they will start steering policy. Not totally sure what that means, but I do think that too big means that we just stop cutting our children, right? There's no such thing as too big. Intactivism for female genital cutting has been too big for 30 years, right? And all females are thankful, and males will be as well. So I don't think I agree with that, although I appreciate the input. What can we do in other states to help the movement, and what should we avoid doing that could potentially hurt the movement? Great question, and sorry, Intact Global's live stream. But great movement, great question. To help the movement, well, I think educating the right people, right now we have one strategy at Intact Global, and it is filing constitutional litigation to get legislatures to address the obvious sex discrimination and anti-female genital cutting laws, right? That's where we're focused on. If you know a politician who's inclined to support us, then you can, encourage them to introduce bills that would promote informed consent, like Tony LaSquadro's 501c4 was able to do. You can talk with influencers or reporters to public stories about people who've been harmed by this, you name it. In terms of what could hurt the movement is I think we steer clear of inflammatory rhetoric, which is rich coming from me, but as we get older, we learn what is effective and what is not. And there's an old parable, which I won't say the whole thing now, about how the sun and the wind have a contest of who can get this old man to take off his jacket. And as the wind blows harder, the old man clutches it tighter. And then as the sun shines brighter, the old man takes it off with the warmth. And so I think we just need to be understanding and make allies where we can for now. The best thing you could do is support this man. Well, come to the conference, because talk to me in person and meet the board and meet our supporters and meet our network. And that is how we're going to actually prevail on this, right? Because, I've got a plan and we've got a plan and I've been executing this plan and it is working. It is emphatically working, but we need to scale it up, right? By a factor of 10. And that means we need all of the heavy hitters there. And even if you don't think you're a heavy hitter, you probably know someone who is. And so come to Intact Global's April 10 to 12 conference in downtown Los Angeles, right? We're selling tickets now at $199. And let me tell you, this is going to be a grand event because I don't host events that are not grand. It's just, I just don't do it, right? Are you planning on advertising for more young plaintiffs in other states? We could get into this in more live streams because we've only got two more minutes, Greg, but there is, you need a state constitution that prohibits sex-based discrimination and statutes, and you need a law that discriminates on sex in regards to genital cutting protections. As I mentioned earlier, there are 41 states that meet that criteria. And then what year the anti-female genital cutting statute is probably important, which is what we thought it would be, and it was in Oregon, and it probably will be in other states. So the longer the anti-female genital cutting law has been in effect, the more young men would have standing, because you need to be cut after that law is passed. At least that's what the Oregon court held, and that was a reasonable holding. So great question. So Backpat Matt, hello, great to see you. Ocean Birth, great to see you as well. So anyway, that's the big announcement, is that we're having an epic second conference in Intact Global's epic new headquarters in downtown Los Angeles. And I'm getting some feedback that we may want to go for another 10 minutes. So that's fine if anyone has questions, but I'm looking here, and just to kind of give you a sense of the venue, we're going to share some pictures in maybe a couple weeks or so. We've got about 3 months. We're a week shy of 3 months. So we're giving you a little more of a heads up this year. And we're expecting a much bigger turnout. And we're going to have some surprises and some events, as well as not just one big session, but breakout sessions and you name it. So the plan is that I will be doing lives most every day. So if you have questions, feel free to, post them in the chat. I'm going to learn how to work the Intact Global live stream, right? And you know what? I don't think the comments from Instagram were coming through either, so my apologies. But yeah. So I think that we're going to be back live tomorrow. This is the first live, so thank you for bearing with us. We will be live again tomorrow, the exact time. We'll try to give you a heads up, but we're going to sell out the 200 tickets this year. 72 last year, 200 this year. That's a good rate of growth, right? Especially with some victories under our belt in Oregon. Let's get some more lawsuits on the map in Colorado, ideally, maybe Washington, Maryland, you name it. And as you know, that's a lot of work, but we did some very high caliber lawyering in Oregon. I'm proud of, and it's working. So let's just keep it up, right? So thank you all for joining. Again, this is Eric Klopper. I am an attorney and the president of Intact Global. I'm very proud to be in that position, and I'm very grateful that all of you are joining us in our journey to ensure that every child is equally protected under the law from the overt harms of infant genital cutting. So again, Eric Klopper, I will be back tomorrow for live streaming, and I hope to see you there. All right. Have a good night, everybody.